Welcome to the Stock Report here at Before the Bounce, brought to you by the best in the business, Taylor Collisons,
David Pittman. Yeah.
Your mate,
Good team, mate.
very good footballer in his own,
Big
right as well.
I think he's done pretty well, Pitto.
Used to go all right. So, no, get best in the business, so make sure you get down and see them and for all your stockbroking needs. But let's get straight into it, Ando.
You're going to hit me hard, I think. I've looked at these reports here, these stock reports, and they're pretty tough ones.
There's a few beauties, and we'll start. It's good to see North Melbourne get in here every week. But Reece Shaw, he's doing a fantastic job at North. The last 2 weeks, he's probably stiff not to have another 2 wins.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I thought, sort of three-quarter time, I thought North have got the game, and Brisbane just sort of run over the top of them. And, Brisbane seem to be doing that, to numerous teams this year. I mean, they're a top four side. North Melbourne trying to find their way. They played, really well again, last weekend, and right at the pointy end of that game, they nearly had it. And I think they got a couple. Brisbane got a couple of late goals to play the game by just over 10 points.
Well, they got that free kick inside 50.
Yeah,
scores were level. But it wasn't too happy. The lucky remote didn't
really
go
like
through the
him.
TV.
But I have heard a rumour that Ross Lyons might be going to North Melbourne. So
No way.
No way?
No, if that happens...
Too negative for you reckon?
Well, we've just gone from a negative coach to get another negative coach in. I don't like it. So
I sort of throw that in. That was only a Greg Anderson rumour. That was just to. But anyway, I think he's doing a wonderful job. He was a great player. He's done his time as an assistant, and I really think how he's handled the side the last 3 or 4 weeks now. There's
probably going on 6 to 8 weeks.
Yeah, well, there's no reason why he can't, hold the job, and the players seem to be getting around him. That's for sure.
I think that's what North needed, was that youthful energy. I know one name that I've always said on the show is Sam Mitchell, but Reece Shaw, I'm starting to. He's buying me over. He's winning me over.
Well, you're the one. You're a supporter. You watch it. I mean, I'm seeing the scores and seeing a little bit of the highlights. Yeah. You're watching the game because you love the Kangaroos. So when you see this energy,
it's good.
It's coming from the coach, and he's putting it through to his coaches, and then the players are lifting for him, and that's what the key is.
Correct, and that's
no question.
There's players that probably the supporters and that had put lines through that. Since he's come on board, they're now playing the best footy they ever have.
Right.
So you can't tell me, and that's not a game plan thing. That is just maybe a bit of belief and confidence, and that's got to come from the top.
It is. I mean, we spoke about social media, and you look at a situation where a side wins comfortably 1 week, then the next week the side loses, and they tag slow, too old, get rid of them. How does that happen?
Yeah.
How do we start believing this bullshit?
Yeah, correct.
And that's unfortunately what weighs a lot of the players down. So they need such a positive coach to say, hey, I don't think of you at all that way. And I think that might be the message that Reece is putting into his players, because they are running well and they're playing with some spirit.
He's been fantastic. So I'm buying him.
Yeah.
I reckon give him
no
2 or 3 years.
Yeah, give him a couple of years.
2 or 3 years and see how he goes. And
he was a tough nut as a player too.
He was a fantastic player as well. Tough. So I'm buying him. Give him the job, Ando. You're going to.
I'm backing you, mate. Very rarely, but I'm going to back you on that one.
No, I love it, mate.
You put the money up, and I'll support you.
And the Greg Anderson rumour mill of Ross Lyon is.
He's on
his
there.
Coaching style, is Ross Lyon finished as a coach?
It's interesting. I mean, look, they beat Sydney Swans, and you basically you got 2 coaches playing the same style.
Yeah.
So it's one of those teams are going to win by less than a goal because they play that sort of style of footy. I reckon maybe sides have worked it out. Just on the rebound now, they're just so much quicker, and I think they're always saying that was going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah.
So. Both sides, are really struggling with that sort of team play. There's no question. I mean, they got smashed the other week, Freo. Absolutely smashed by West Coast. That was West Coast, wasn't it?
Was it the Derby? They got hammered.
They got hammered. They got hammered. Sydney been struggling most of the year, and they got a team of champions in their list. Like, this is ridiculous that he's sitting, probably 10th or 11th, probably further down. He has got a great team.
Correct.
So I sort of feel that maybe that style has finished, and I would sell it.
Yeah,
I would sell it. I think it's had its day. I think coaches are clever, and I think that the group know how to work around it now. And that was always going to happen, I think.
No, I'm 100% with you. I'm selling. I don't rate the negative style of play at all.
What about the Bombers the second half? I mean, the Crows played like in the first half. It was just so great to watch.
Yeah.
In the second half, the Bombers just get their free-flowing game going. It was a tug of war with the scoreboard. But it was like they swapped Guernseys at half time. But as a spectator, it was a fantastic game to watch.
Oh, it was
fast. It was, the skills are great. It was, probably for Ross Lyons' point of view, might have been a bit too open. But geez, as a spectator, hey, I like it.
Yeah, it was a fantastic game to watch, and I'd much rather start watching more. I'd rather see more of that footy.
Yeah.
Absolutely, the Bombers were impressive on Friday night, but Chris Fagan.
Where's he come from?
And Brisbane. I think Brisbane as a whole, they won. They won 5 games in 2017, 5 games in 2018.
I have asked for some tape from the pre-season when we started doing before the bounce, and I actually think that I said the team to watch was Brisbane. I've asked Rocky Butterworth, the producer, to get that bit of footage because at three-quarter time, they were pretty much, in so many of the games, were in front. They just got run over, got run over late because they were a very young side.
Yeah, correct.
And all of a sudden, they've just got a little more depth. Some of those players have got another year under their belt, and they were very impressive.
Oh, they've been fantastic to be now. I think to go from 5-5, you'd expect a progression, and probably reckon they would have hoped they would finish 8th or in the 8, and I thought they'd probably squeeze in if they're improving.
Yeah, and I don't think you did. I think you bagged me that night actually, but that's okay.
Probably.
That's all right,
they to finish in the top 4 is
fantastic.
Yeah. They're smashing it. So
they were mature. Some of those younger players they've had at the club for a long time. They sort of showed a few little glimpses last year, but they're playing 4 quarters now, and that's the difference.
Oh, that's it. But you look at how they're bringing the older players along. Mitch Robinson's probably, I think I read something today, he's in almost career best form.
Yeah.
So they've been fantastic, Brisbane, and
because a lot
they're
of the young
chance.
players are showing the spark.
Yeah,
correct. I remember Kevin Sheedy always saying that the young players are there to give a spark for the older ones, and they give the stability. And that's going to be a good team, and that's where Brisbane is at the moment.
Yeah, they're going to be great to watch.
Fagan, fantastic.
Yep.
Just a big tick in my book.
Yep.
And we're buying him.
He's done
your money. We're buying him.
He's done a great job. My money.
He spent a bit of money tonight.
Just a bit. But Dando, another great stock report brought to you by Taylor
happy
Colson.
with that. He'll be happy.
He's got to be. It's a
be.
fantastic little segment that. So there's plenty more to come here Before the Bounce. So stick around. Another fantastic episode of Before the Bounce here from the Alma tonight. Ando, it's been
a lot of fun. I love doing it live.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. But as you know, we need sponsors to get us on air, and we've got to thank them.
No, and they are. They've been fantastic. All of our sponsors for each segment tonight, and those as well. My Foot Doctor, the Prince Albert Hotel in Gawler, Metro Air Conditioning, Dave Benson Caravans, Battery World as well.
Modern Trailers.
Another fantastic one. MGA Insurance and Rewards International as well. It's getting to that time of year where clubs are looking to get their trophies and that organised. But there's going to be a lot more coming from us here at Before the Bounce over the year in Piranha Media. So make sure you're liking the page, jumping on Piranha Media, and there's going to be a lot more content coming up for you. So thank you for joining us again tonight, and we'll see you all next week.